Are y'all ready? You ready again? You ready? You ready?
Ready when you are, Buttercup.
Alright, let's go. Hey y'all, it's me, Miss Bree.
And me, Mr. G, with two E's. And tonight we have a special guest with us.
DJ Kenny Roo.
It's DJ Kenny Roo.
I don't know why she hypes me up like that.
Because you always have the X cord. The aux cord. I'm sorry, I'm done. Okay.
I do have a lot of exes. I don't know if you can say there's like still cords attached to them.
But do they live in Texas?
Yep, every single one of them.
Oh, they all do? I used to be able to say that. No, I didn't. I was never able to say that. But tonight we will be talking about some really juicy, fun, I don't know if they're really juicy, but fun Okay, the first one's not really even fun.
I feel like the first topic is definitely not a fun topic because it's
unfun. Some really good topics. I mean, okay, we're talking about some topics tonight.
Some hot topics.
Some hot topics. There you
We're
go.
not trying to steal that from Wendy Williams, but we are talking about what's happening in the streets, whether it's stuff that predominantly white people would
edgy,
identify with, or black people identify with. We are talking about everything that anyone can identify with. So
correcto. So on the topic list tonight is the death of Nipsey
Hussle.
Nipsey.
I'm like getting so tongue tied tonight. Nipsey Hussle.
Nipply Huxley. I feel like she was just gonna call him anything because I don't know. It's okay because
I don't know
really
him.
don't know the guy.
I don't know who
so
he is.
It's okay to kind of get his name confused.
Right, and also some old cartoons versus new cartoons. Baby formula makes kids gay? Question mark.
Yes.
That one is really one to stay tuned for. And also dating apps, which we have all three participated in.
Yes. I have been an online dating app type person.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Dating apps.
So I guess we'll go ahead and start off with
everybody
Nipsey
from
Hussle.
Tinder to Twitter.
So pretty much by now, Nipsey has been almost on everybody's lips.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because he's officially been probably deceased, for
2 days.
Full day now?
Yeah,
2 days
He
now?
died Sunday,
So...
It's still Monday.
Well, we're going into
he's
Tuesday,
been
so
deceased for a day now, and it's all over it's probably all over the world, even India. I wonder if the Indians are talking about.
I mean, they almost did an accent.
I mean, he's
African. About how racist that might be
because he's Eritrean. So that's from like Africa or whatever, and then his mom is American, but she looks some kind of like mixed. She looks kind of swirly herself. So
I'm going to be honest. I have never said the words Nipsey Hussle in my life before he passed away. I'd never even heard of him. Yeah. So, like, I am being educated amongst other things. Yeah. But apparently he was a pretty good guy. Like, he had a rough past and changed his life around or something.
Yeah, I mean, he was a rapper. He was a well-known rapper. He had been in the game for about 10 years. And a lot of big rappers respected him, from The Game to Lil Wayne, to Lil Boosie, like Jay-Z. Beyonce even said something on her Instagram, like, he was well known. This wasn't just like some small time, I don't know, this wasn't like a Blueface or something. No disrespect to Blueface, but he wasn't. I don't even know who Blueface is. He doesn't have the fan base or whatever.
No. There's a person called Blueface?
Yes, we don't even want to get on Blueface, but
and it's sad that you have to realize who someone is because they died.
Yeah,
like, I mean, the only reason why I've heard of him is because of Lauren London and because he died. Like, I knew Lauren London was her significant other. But
his
her. Lauren London was her.
She was his
significant other. Yeah, I'm talking to
I'm like, did you know something I didn't know? I don't know anything. So
they were together. Is basically what we're saying. They were a couple for 5 years. years.
And they had a kid, right?
They had a kid together. Yeah. She actually has a baby by Lil Wayne.
She does.
And she had that kid before she was with Nipsey. And so I guess maybe right after she had the baby by Lil Wayne, she started dating Nipsey. And it was just kind of like a taboo thing, like, oh, he stole Lil Wayne's girl, and blah, 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 all that. And it wasn't like that. So they dated, and then they kind of fell off a bit, and then they got it back together, and then they had a baby or whatever. So
I heard rumors that they were married. Is that?
To my knowledge, they're not married.
Okay.
And so, but I'm like, it would have been nice if he was married to her, because I understand that as of earlier on today, his music was streamed like over and over again, and it jumped up to like 2,000% like listened to or whatever. And so they're like, stream his music, because he owned all of the royalties, he owned everything, all the masters. And so streaming his music,
because he was a real,
he will get paid from that. And so this is going to take care of his family. So everybody stream it. And so Spotify put together like playlists, Tidal put together playlists, and everybody streamed his music all day. And yeah.
And I do know Nipsey was more behind the scenes. He was a big producer in the game as well. And I mean, you know, we're in Texas, of course. We don't get that much of a California scene,
right? We're not,
and you know,
in the West Coast.
So that's where he was like.
Yeah, he was based out of California.
He's from California.
He's from California. I think. Well, I don't want to get him wrong, but I think Compton, right? Somewhere around there.
He grew up on Crenshaw.
Yeah, because that was actually the name of one of his albums was Crenshaw. I think the very first album he ever did, or mixtape he ever did.
How do you
was
know
Crenshaw.
that?
Hey man, I'm here.
He did his research.
Let me find out you Googled 5 minutes ago. He was over here Googling, like, let me find something to talk to.
No, but like I won't lie to you guys. When I first heard it break, I didn't know who he was until he was dead. That's the only reason why. But I did look at some of his interviews and, you know, some things like that. And I still haven't had a chance to listen to some of his music, which I want to do. But, I mean, his interviews were pretty nice. I mean, he's a pretty stand-up guy.
He's a person, of the people, you know, and that's what everybody's been preaching. They're like, he's such a great guy. He's humble. He gives back. Like, he makes sure that his neighborhood is good. He makes sure that his city is good. He only wants to spread positive light. They're just saying they couldn't say anything negative about him. They couldn't say that he was, you know, this horrible person who has all these like charges against him and all this, nothing negative about this man. And he just got gunned down for what? Yeah. So that's what everybody's really thinking. They're like, it's not gang related, because he was gang affiliated when he was younger, or he still is gang affiliated.
Yeah.
So, actually, so they're like, no, it wasn't a Crips versus Blood thing. It was just somebody
had a personal vendetta.
Yeah, they said apparently that it was somebody he knew and who could get close to him. So
I wonder if he like knew that there was somebody out there that wanted to kill him.
Probably. They said that he sent out a cryptic tweet that said something about your enemies. It's a good thing to have enemies or something. Something along those lines.
What is a cryptic tweet?
Just read between the lines. Like they post something and say read between the lines. Like
the tweet means more than
like
what
a deeper
you're
thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets you thinking.
Girl, school me.
But I actually, about his shop, I actually heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I actually heard that part of whatever he makes, he actually gives back to the community, like a small percentage. I'm not too sure about how much, or even if it's true.
And
or not,
he also did something for the community along the lines where it gave jobs to the community. Also, like I don't know. I can't explain it.
And I do know he did a thing like what Trey the Truth did out here in Houston, where they had their own little day, like for the kids. They had all kind of jumpy houses.
Cute.
Big ups to Trey, by the way. So
who's Trey? I'm done asking him.
You don't know who Trey the Truth is?
JK.
Oh, okay.
JK, homie.
I was going to say, I hope you know who Trey the Truth is.
So,
living in these Asian.
If y'all are like me and didn't have a clue who he was, like we just got pretty much schooled.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty good guy.
It's just unfortunate what happened to him.
It is unfortunate. It's unfortunate when anything like that happens.
Exactly. But it's just like it opens your eyes because of what he stood for and what he was doing.
Right.
He was about to do this documentary about Dr. Sebi. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I think that's how everyone says his name, Dr. Sebi or Dr. Sebi or whatever. But you don't know who Dr. Sebi is either?
No.
Okay. He's basically... Is he
like Dr. Phil?
No, he was a doctor that found all these cures for all these diseases like HIV. He found cures for, just all kinds of stuff, and saying, we don't need this modern medicine. There's ways to cure it naturally or whatever. And so Big Pharma was up against him. I don't know if he's filed lawsuits with the pharmaceutical companies and stuff. But no, he was one of their biggest, anti-person, trying to expose them and all this stuff like that. And so they're like, oh, we don't want to lose money and we don't want to do this and da. So basically they're saying it was conspiracy that the government had him killed.
Oh, the doctor was killed?
Big Pharmacy, they had him killed. He was super healthy. They're like, it's weird that he died of whatever he died from, natural causes or whatever, when he was one of the healthiest human beings on earth. He was into holistic medicine. He, was one of those people who could run every day. He was in his 80s or something.
Right.
He was pretty old. And they're like, for a spry person to all of a sudden just die, how did that happen?
Wow.
Or whatever. It's just crazy.
Hussle was pretty much behind that.
Yeah, and he was doing a documentary, and now Nick Cannon said that he will take over, and he will say, hey, I'm going to finish this documentary. And so people are like, Nick Cannon, watch out. And so somebody had posted on maybe their Facebook, they were like, they're probably going to be like, oh, he succumbed to his lupus battle and blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, he definitely needs to watch out. So Nick Cannon might be next. We don't know. Because he definitely said that he's going to see to it that
it's going to be super obvious if something happens to him.
Yeah, very. So it's he has to up his security. Imagine.
How can you up your security from the government though?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Travel with the thugs.
That's a tough spot to be in.
Not gonna lie. And that's the thing. I feel sorry for the family. Imagine what they're going through. All eyes are on them. Even if you were in the spotlight, like Lauren London, or not in the spotlight, his other mother of his child, or whatever, because he has a child outside of Lauren. So, they're in the spotlight.
So they can't even fart. Everybody don't see it.
I'm pretty sure she's just in a dark room somewhere just crying. Because, I don't know. Because they were like...
That's sad.
So her Instagram has been quiet for the last the last 24 hours.
I wouldn't post anything if
right.
I don't know how social media.
But I've actually seen videos of them. We were actually watching it. I was watching it the other night actually. And it popped up. They were doing a question and answer thing with them too.
And that's the last thing she posted was
and that was
on GQ.
It was a GQ. It was so beautiful. Their chemistry is their chemistry was on point. I'm sorry, it was really, really nice.
Yeah,
it's crazy how much people care about celebrities though.
It is.
A celebrity dies and the whole world goes crazy.
But that's the thing. If you think about it, if somebody in your community dies, we do celebrate them, but it's not to that level. We're like, oh, this person was a pillar in their community. Everybody loved them, and blah blah blah. You are even in a small town. You're famous, just like that song. Everybody dies famous in a small town. Right. Everybody knows you. Everybody, So it's just on a bigger scale, bigger platform.
Right.
Yeah. Not every, I don't feel like everybody is in touch with their emotions to care about it as much. I don't want to say care because we're all human beings and we all have hearts. We all cry. We all, it's the same. But, looking at
some people, if they're not emotionally attached to that person, if that person's not in their family or their friends.
I don't think I cried. Really I just was like, oh, that sucks. But I kind of knew who he was and stuff. But I'm like, oh, that's really sad. I just feel for her. Yeah. And maybe thinking about that, putting myself in her shoes for that split second, maybe that's where my sadness came from. And I was like, I couldn't imagine because anybody can remember when they lost a family member. So it's you kind of put yourself in her shoes or whatever. But as to say, I know when Michael Jackson died, I was like, oh, Michael Jackson died. My sister was on the floor.
I was pretty tore up.
She was on the ground, we had to drag her out of bed, and she wore black to the funeral and everything, and she got mad at me for not wearing black to the funeral that we watched on TV. But
I was about to say, I don't remember y'all going to the funeral.
Well, I mean, my last name is Jackson. So.
Correct. And so is my maiden name.
Okay.
Which I made my middle name. But, yeah, I mean, when Michael Jackson died, like, this is totally, I mean, it's kind of, when Michael Jackson died, my little brother, and his friend and I were stuck in traffic coming up 45 South from Galveston and just sitting there. And we were like, why the heck are we sitting there? I think it was traffic just because Michael Jackson died. Like, everybody was just like, we got to take a moment of silence. Goodness. No, I don't know why there was traffic. I don't remember. But I just remember we were sitting in traffic and we had driven like maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. We were just sitting there. We're like, why haven't we turned on the music? Like, where's the music? Who has the aux cord? So we turned on the radio and it was like, Michael Jackson, dead. And we were like, what? Okay, this is a very weird radio station. So we changed to the next one and it was like playing Michael Jackson music. And we were like, oh my gosh, like what happened while, because we kind of unplugged that weekend. We were like, we're going to Galveston, we're going to the beach, let's unplug. And that was the first time we had turned the radio back on. And we just sat there and like just listening to his music, like we were just all crying. Like, so I can understand. I mean, Michael Jackson, that's like iconic.
That's on the scale of Michael Jackson, when he's getting played on country stations, he's getting played on oldies. Even he was even getting played on 97.9 The Box. You know, I mean, it's just,
of course,
you know. But and like even when it came down to the funny story, when it came down to Aaliyah. Like, I remember I was coming back from Nacogdoches on 59, and they were playing a mix of her, and I was like, wait a minute, did something happen? And then it popped up. He said, yeah, we're playing music because Aaliyah was in a plane crash. But it was like,
sad.
Man.
I always think that's crazy when they're in, like, plane crashes. Me too.
I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm Aaliyah. Oh my goodness, I need to wear my hair over my face.
Right? Swoop that bang.
And how many fellas didn't have a crush on Aaliyah? I mean, come on.
I think everybody. Aaliyah was, and a lot of people do say that Aaliyah would have been the Beyonce that Beyonce was. But they're like, was she that talented? They're like, does she have like the voice power and like the diva-ness?
Right.
But it's like, but you never know what she could have turned into.
Grown up, yep.
Because she was, what, 19? How old was she?
I want to say 22, 21. She was 21 when she died.
Yeah,
I was 21.
She still had time to like grow and change.
I mean, because Beyonce grew.
Yeah, she grew from.
She's always been pretty like diva though.
Yeah, she was a showstopper, but always.
But I mean, like, look at Miley Cyrus and look at
Rihanna for one.
Yeah, Rihanna
was the shy
little good girl, and then became.
She was very reserved. Yeah, so
definitely
that could have happened. And like, plus, I mean, obviously you have to change with the trends, or you're gonna get run over.
Of course.
So yeah,
but I mean, there are some people that are afraid of change and don't want to change.
Like T Swift. I mean, she shakes her booty in like little booty shorts now,
and she used to be like I remember when
she was like country's little sweetheart.
Yes, first came out. I was like, oh, this little country girl. Da, da. Next thing you know, she's been remixed and played on pop stations, and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the little country girl? And that was so sweet and all that. No,
we can blame that on Kanye. Thank you, Kanye.
She had an agenda when she came out. She was like, I can't get punked. No. I feel like she wanted to start in not such a broad spectrum. Because it's like pop music, you are enthralled with everybody. I think she wanted to corner the country market and get loved by like a few fans that was switched to pop. So I think that was her, maybe that was a good idea on her manager's part. Or her mom, or whoever told her that would be a good idea, because I mean it worked.
I mean, it's like, but you got a lot of country now that are switching over to R&B.
You do, but
I've seen Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey, getting played on 102 now.
Tennessee Whiskey. Oh my gosh, I love that song.
So I mean, in Mercy, I've even heard Brett Young's Mercy getting played on 102.
Man, Those are good songs. Like, speaking of, like the old and the new, y'all, our next topic was old cartoons versus new cartoons. So, like, that's pretty, like, the same, changing with the trends. Like, you're not going to see a show nowadays that's, like, super, super, super conservative, that there's not much funny. It's, like, pretty, like straight face point. Like, you're not going to see that because, like, today and age,
everything's so raunchy.
Yeah.
It's so raunchy and just in your face and blatant. Yeah. But when we were kids, the innuendos were just a little different.
Yeah.
It was like
a little more subtle.
Yeah, a little subtle. Like
you would have to grow up to like be able to understand it. Like now it's just out there. Like you can't really even watch cartoons. Like, I mean, SpongeBob is probably for like little older kids, but still, like, he says some stuff that does stuff that I'm just like, that slightly offends me, SpongeBob.
Yeah, like calling your burgers Krabby Patties. Like, I mean, hey, well, that's that right there alone. Like, I'm not finna eat no Krabby Patties. Like,
I'm not finna eat no mad ass sandwich.
Like, oh my god, come on.
Oh, see, you took it as that, and I was thinking like crab's poop, like Krabby.
Yeah, one of those, Hey, like,
I never thought of that. Like, you're eating crab poop because you're the bottom feeders and stuff. Okay.
I mean, but like when you look at like Pepe Le Pew, really, when I look at Pepe Le Pew now, I look at like Pepe Le Pew is a stalker.
He is.
Yeah.
He almost said rapist.
He was
a molester. He molested them.
He wouldn't stop going after this female skunk.
Yeah. That was he was a little rapey.
Yeah.
We're just gonna ignore that.
It
goes down in the DMs.
Whoa.
Anyways, that's why I'm the DJ. I would have just played down in the DMs real quick, real fast. We got to figure out that because we really want to play music.
Yeah, we don't want any copyright infringements going.
Was that song or that show really called Assy McGee?
Yes,
Assy McGee, and it was a cop that was,
and it was just legs and ass.
Yeah, and he kept his gun in his butt cheeks.
Whoa! When did that?
It's a show.
Is it now?
No, it was Adult Swim. It came out with Squidbillies, Boondocks.
Okay, I remember Squidbillies. Definitely remember Boondocks.
Robot Chicken.
Oh my gosh, those are my favorite. Robot Chicken and... Sorry, because she just gave me this like funny look. Robot Chicken and
it was directed towards him. Dude, Boondocks was hilarious
and super woke.
Yeah,
very woke. Like Uncle Ruckus. Like, can we just pause for a minute to talk about Uncle Ruckus? He was the most chocolate man on the show, and he was racist against black people.
Mm-hmm. He was an Uncle Tom.
Right, exactly. I just always remember that one time that he was at the little picnic, the social picnic or whatever, I don't even remember whose house it was. Probably at Tom's house, but whoever. And he was just like, "Don't trust them new ninjas over there. Don't trust them big nostrils in the air."
Oh my god, y'all sing that all the time. I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, stop singing that. That is so offensive." Like, oh my gosh, like, but it was on TV, so it's just like that's the new age kind of stuff. But it's like the old stuff that we used to watch, like. That is old, but it's like new old or whatever. Like, if our moms and dads like would have watched it, they were like, "Why are they saying that on TV? Like, how are they getting away with that?" But I remember on an episode of Fred Sanford, I saw him say the word "nigga" on there, and I was like, "What? Like, what? When was this episode?"
I would watch Fred Sanford right now. Is it on Netflix?
Fred Sanford is
it's on. I have it on one of those channels, like TV One or something.
Yeah, Fred Sanford comes on TV One.
We have TV One, don't we?
No.
Isn't that the channel that's on the TV?
I don't know.
Oh, that's TV Plus or something like that.
Oh, that's TV Plus.
What do you?
I don't know. We don't have it.
I have DirecTV, so I don't know.
Is it on Hulu?
Hulu.
Can we get DirecTV stuff?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean,
we don't have DirecTV.
Yeah, we don't have DirecTV.
But so let me see. So we've named a lot of old cartoons, right? Like not really much.
Not really. No, we haven't.
Oh wait, hold on. Simpsons. The Simpsons.
See, the thing I have about the Simpsons, and yes, it's a cartoon. The Simpsons have been on for what, 25 years. Maggie has not aged a bit.
One bit.
I mean, she did on a couple little episodes.
But then when they did the future episode and they had to, it's
and
just still.
I don't like that. I won't say I hate it, but I don't like that cartoons don't progress. Like, I guess it's supposed to be like why? Like characters in regular shows progress. Like they age and stuff. So I'm like, I guess, well, never mind, because you couldn't have a long-running show. They would be like 85.
Right.
So, I guess I get it, but...
Unless they, like, age super slowly. Yeah. Like, a year at a time.
I think there was only one cartoon show that they progressed, and it was, like, one time, and then it was, like, it was just them older, a little bit older. Oh, no, Rugrats did that. Rugrats all grown up. Yeah. I think
they did a Rugrats, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Family Guy did a what you call it, a future Family Guy where my favorite character in
Cleveland, the Cleveland show.
No, they did a future. Well, it was actually Stewie.
Oh, they did a spinoff.
No, it wasn't even a spinoff. It was
like an episode.
It was an episode.
One really long episode. It was like 3 hours or something.
And Stewie was gay.
We all knew Stewie was gay. He has an English accent, for God's sake.
Right. Dang. That just got real.
Yeah, for Stewie. Oh my God.
Poor Stewie. Maybe he was drinking some of that baby formula. Maybe Lois was giving him some of that baby formula that was souped up to make babies gay.
Right.
Yeah, that is a crazy idea.
I mean, have y'all heard about that? There's this crazy man who swears that baby formula is making kids gay.
Like, and that goes back to the whole thing where doctors used to say, oh, well, we can predict your babies, what are they going to be when they grow up now? In the womb still.
I mean, they can.
Well, what they're going to be as far as male and female, yes.
Yeah.
But
if they're going to be hetero or homo.
Yeah, like, I mean.
Or bi.
Like, I mean, or try. Like, I mean, no disrespect to any, but, I mean, being gay or opposite homosexual, it's a choice.
Yeah, and basically what the guy was saying was there are chemicals in the baby formula that makes the baby more likely to be homosexual or whatever. But I'm gonna play a small clip of it, so you guys can hear.
That's actually potassium hydroxide that's in the baby formula that you're feeding the child. Look it up. Yeah, scientists at the University of Cambridge did a 20-year extensive study on the correlation between baby formula and their likelihood to become homosexual. Look it up. Yeah, they found that babies given formula at birth for the first 1 to 2 years increases their chances of becoming homosexual. They also found that potassium hydroxide was the main reason for this. Potassium hydroxide is one of the ingredients...
So, potassium hydroxide, I mean... He's saying that it's used in all these different things, like to make chemicals and all that stuff. So he's like, basically, why is it in baby formula? Mm-hmm. There's trace amounts of very dangerous chemicals in almost every product that people use, but they just don't know that. It's just not traceable. So that means your hair products, from your macaroni and cheese, from your, like, everything. There's trace amounts of all of that, and stuff. That
and potassium hydroxide is what he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's used in fertilizers, soaps, detergents. So
that's what he was saying.
Like what we're
I mean, and basically, what he sounds like to me, a loon for one. But I mean, as he would say, to look it up. I mean. That's his problem. Everything he's getting sounds like he's been breeding off the internet.
Right, and somebody has told him that's that is a touchy subject with me, and I don't even want to get on it. Vaccinating. I have that issue in my life with vaccinating my child, and someone that I know is very anti, and to the point to where it was kind of like, you're too much or whatever. I can have my opinion, you can have yours, and that's gonna be it or whatever. But it was just kind of like to where it's like a maniac, literally a maniac with information.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but you read that from someone else. Just like we can read good information about stuff.
Right.
There's quote unquote bad information that you might have been fed, but you believe it. So just like I can believe in the good information that's put out there, you're just looking at all the bad.
Right. Yeah. You can literally look up on the internet any stance to anything that you ever want, and there's a for and against, like, and it has things to back it up too. So anything you want to know or anything you want to like prove to somebody, I mean, you can do it. You can be like, if you drink watermelon juice, then your baby will turn out a girl. Yeah. And then there's a whole another article that'll be like, if you don't drink watermelon juice, you'll get a girl. Like any stance you want to take on anything, you can pretty much look it up. So if that's what you want to be,
it could be misinformation even to you. It could just be all of the misinformation in one spot, and you could just be reading it over and over and just conditioning yourself, just like everybody conditions themselves to do every and anything. Yeah. It's just like that's your opinion, and
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. That's your opinion.
When it comes to us as people looking up information, I mean, we kind of tend to need to gather both sides and form our own opinions, yes. Right. But I mean, leaning towards one side rather than the other, I mean, that's when, you start causing a hysteria and,
Exactly. Just
especially when you don't have all the facts. Like, go do your own research or go, like, look up some reputable people before you just go saying things.
I mean, because you're quoting, he was quoting from what I understand, from what I gathered, one study.
Right. That's what it looked like.
Not multiple studies.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, same issue with the person that, I was dealing with. They would only give me the facts with one source. Mm-hmm. Like, literally, there was never a new, different source. It was always the same exact piece of information that they sent
from the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the source right there, Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I think we're all ready to get off that subject. Yeah. Because, I hate, though, that somebody someday is going to read that baby formula makes your kid gay. Yeah. And they're going to feel bad about giving their kid baby formula.
And, even then going on, like, when you look at it, that is a pure choice.
Yeah, if you want to breastfeed and you decide to breastfeed, then you breastfeed. If you decide not to, then you decide not to.
Also, if you I was also touching on that, but also I was like,
because it has cow's milk in it too. That's what breast milk is. Not breast milk. That's what baby formula is. It's like dried out cow's milk. Because I was like, what do they make formula? I don't think I've ever read the directions. And now that I have a kid, I actually read the
ingredients.
The ingredients. Excuse me, guys. It is late, but the ingredients. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's cow's milk dried up and a few other things are thrown in there to give the baby the nutrients that it needs. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, that's why it's so normal for babies to, when they grow out of drinking formula, to drink regular cow's milk, because that's already what they were drinking.
Right.
So.
And, nobody can tell you that your child is going to grow up to be attracted to the opposite sex. That's
just because of what they eat or drink. Like, so literally, nuts. Like, you're still continuing to grow up. What else are you eating and drinking that's going to make you quote,
gay
unquote,
or
gay?
Like, it's just ridiculous. That's what I think. I'm like, maybe it was meant to be funny. Yeah. But it just took me for a loop. I'm like, is he really serious? Maybe he's a comedian, because I looked on his page, but from Facebook, I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
And he's a comedian. He ain't funny.
Like, how did you like guys? Oh, it was the baby formula that I did when I was little. Like,
well, it's from the very beginning. Like, those are like.
I've been liking men since I was drinking baby formula. Like, what?
He's literally like a quack. Like, crazy. Like, there's so many crazy people out there. And unfortunately, they all can have access to cameras and to audio devices and different things like that, and get their opinions out.
They can be on dating apps. They
Oh,
can
okay.
be.
It says he's a spoken word artist, hip hop lyricist, writer, books, essays, plays, scripts, motivational speaker. So,
He
he's
sounds like
definitely
quite
not
a catch.
That ain't. She didn't describe nothing but a battle rapper. That's all. That's all he is.
And he's engaged. I don't even see how. Oh, that was kind of rude. But
Maybe he's engaged to somebody who's looking for followers. Because I'm sure he has lots of new followers
He's
now.
engaged to somebody that drank baby formula.
probably.
He probably found her on a dating app.
Yeah, for real.
I'm so dead. Oh my gosh. Have you ever met anyone on a dating app?
On a dating app. Yeah, I have.
Who was that?
That's who he's engaged to.
Oh.
The guy that was
Wow.
talking all that crazy smack.
We won't
She
say.
looks like she's 50.
Yeah, we won't say any names.
He looks
but
like
yeah.
he's 50.
Yeah, he do look like he 50.
True.
He-
True, that's true.
But dating apps, we were talking about I'm going to say that I've definitely used dating apps, and I'm not even going to be afraid to say that my child came from. She's the product of being on a dating app.
Which app, if you don't mind me
So,
asking? What?
I was on Black People Meet. And I met her father, and everything was going great. We were dating. Everything was going good. And then we kind of were taking a little, I would say, break, because we didn't know where we wanted the relationship to go. We were like, do we want to be committed and serious, or, what is
Let
this?
it go.
Yeah, basically. And so while I was gathering my thoughts, I found out I was pregnant, and, it went from there.
I thought about doing a Black People Meet account.
We was about to say Black Planet. He took
Black
it way
Planet.
back.
Whoa.
I was actually on
My
Black
brother
Planet.
met his wife on Black Planet,
mean,
like a long time ago.
Dude, he did.
They were just friends, and then they lost touch, and then when they found each other again, they started dating, and they got engaged.
Wow. Black Planet used to be the thing.
Yeah. It really, because I had my own account, and I'm not black. So.
He's not black. He's
For all
very
you,
Caucasian.
For all you wondering, no, I'm sorry.
He's Caucasian.
Caucasian persuasion.
He is with the Caucasian persuasion. Yes.
I mean, Tinder is a good one if you're a girl. I mean, because basically Tinder.
I've never been on Tinder.
Tinder is more for, like, Tinder to me basically is an appearance app. Because a guy can't do anything unless he either pays for it, which I don't even still think he can message if he pays for
Wait,
it.
the girl though can?
Yes, the
Oh.
girl basically.
It's free for women? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's free for women. But
Oh.
y'all might have a goal too. I don't know.
I don't know. I've never been on
Did you
Tinder.
say a goal?
Gold.
Oh.
When you go gold, that means you pay for it. For me,
okay.
for me.
Well, Black People Meet had that. It had a subscription, like you could message people or see what they said and see if they saw your message and all that stuff like that. So, yes, I was like, oh my God, am I really paying to like date people? And that's how serious I was about actually meeting a decent person, because I'm
Right.
like, if they're paying for it, then that means that they're a good person, that they're a decent person. I'm like, or does it mean that they're still a dirtbag?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Right.
Because it's like, if you're paying per month to find like possibly the person that you might marry,
Or
They
if
could
you
be
think
just
about
real
it,
desperate. You know?
right? They could be could be either paying because they're desperate, or paying because they want to continue to get that little rendezvous every
Yeah.
week,
other
every
lives
week.
couldn't
They
have,
look
because they were
niche.
like, they're probably like, oh, other desperate people are on here. So, but
Right, they're probably like, I
that's
pay
the
for
thing.
porn, so I might as well pay
Yeah.
for real
Why
life
not pay
stuff.
for this app?
True,
Right.
true. That's very true. But I was not going on there for that intent. I could say personally, I wasn't like, oh, let me go over here and see if I can just like meet a million guys that's gonna pay for my whole entire life. No, that's not what I was on there for. I was on there genuinely saying, hey, like, this is my last chance at dating. Like, on the internet or not, this is like, I'm gonna be done with dating, like, and trying to be in a serious relationship, like,
Right.
after this. And little do I know, I was gonna get a whole entire baby out of it.
Right.
I mean, it happened for a reason.
So wait, did you pay for the gold?
Yes, so
How
I
much was
basically
it?
paid for having a baby. Paid to have
You
a
paid
sperm
to
donor.
have this beautiful.
So wait, they made
how
women
much?
pay?
How much did you buy her
how
for?
much did you?
I don't know. It might have been
$9.99 a month.
maybe less than that.
Yeah,
Maybe less than
it's
that.
probably like $4 something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't that much to it because I'm like, I wouldn't pay like $20 a month for it.
Oh, no.
Like that. It was a small amount.
And they get you with like, how much would you pay for love? You know,
Yeah.
how much would you pay to find your true love? Like, oh, well, I guess I could pay like $5.
I mean, but that's the thing. At least I didn't, because the crazy thing is, I promised myself that I was going to, after 30, I wasn't gonna like try to find anybody to be with. I was like, oh, I'm gonna focus on my career and all that, and I'm going to get a sperm donor like later on down the road if I focus on my career first. Or whatever, rather than like starting a family or whatever. And so it just happened this. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't pay $35,000 for the egg, but I paid like $4.99.
Right.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to like dating apps, it's really it's really more driven towards women. Because I don't have an eHarm. I've never done eHarmony. I've never done, but I know.
Farmers.
Yeah.
Have you done Farmers Only?
No. But,
Christian Mingle?
But that's what I'm saying. They're all driven towards men having to pay, in order to get out
I feel like
there.
I've had to.
I mean,
if I want to upgrade the
modern day mail order
features.
bride,
Yeah.
like, but in America.
But the best app that I can say, would be Plenty of Fish.
Because it's free.
It's
I don't know.
it is
Because
free.
it's
It is free.
And it's like
but you still end up meeting real people. So
they do have an option to where you can pay for Plenty of Fish, where you would get more likes, but
And you get shown like above people.
Yeah, you get shown, but if you just message, but see, that's the only app that I saw that where you can
message for free.
Message for free, and it's just basically like a messaging app. I mean,
I've
have y'all
actually
used
met
the
people
Dial-A
like-
app, the Dial-A hotlines or whatever?
and they do have
Y'all
chat lines.
never
Yes,
had-
I know.
y'all
I
never
yes,
had
yes,
chat
No.
yes.
Dude, we should do a chat line on here one day.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you can call us.
That would be really cool.
Oh, on here, yeah.
But yes, I've actually, before there was that internet dating, there were the chat lines.
Yeah, the chat lines.
Pick up
Oh,
the phone.
yes.
But that was always free for women,
I
and the
thought you were
guy,
saying they still did that.
the guy only
They
got
do.
30 minutes for free. They do it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
And so
I
that's the
never-
thing.
okay,
the
so-
thing is, if you didn't want to pay, you would try to use your little 30 minutes as quickly as possible. It was like, okay, get in here and talk to each person
speed
for
dating.
basically talk to each person for like 2 minutes. Oh, well, if you want to talk to me a little more, here's my real number.
Also,
Or
it was the same
whatever.
for women too.
Yes, like
Oh, wow.
literally.
I
That's
think you just think that. I don't think it's different for men and women on different apps.
on some of it is, and some of it isn't, because I think that's exactly what. Me and my friend did it to be funny, but I actually met a really great guy, and I still know him to this day.
You met him in real person too?
Yeah, I met him in real life. Like, we were being funny. Me and my homegirl, we didn't have anything to do. We were like, we should do that one day. And we did. We called the little thing, and we would press the little number. It was like, press this to listen to so-and-so. And so we would listen to their little...
They were like, hey,
this
my
is
name's
what-
Tron.
And his name was
And
Red.
yeah.
And he was like, this is Red. And
Tron
blah, blah,
sound
blah.
all sexy.
Yes. And we were like, let's sound sexy. Let's do fake names. And her name was like Ashley or something. I can't even remember. Mine was Diane or something. I don't even
Diane
know.
Keith.
I don't know. That doesn't even sound sexy.
Zion. I want to
Diane.
speak to Zion.
Yeah.
But yes,
Come
we
on,
had fake
dog.
names and everything, and I ended up meeting that guy, and I was like, oh my god, this is the craziest thing I've ever done. No, the craziest thing now is meeting someone on the internet and having a baby.
But
with
wait a minute.
Right.
Biggest
Trumps
question I think everybody wants to know is: are you still in contact with said person?
Oh, I don't think people want to know that.
with the person on the pick up the phone.
Yes.
Yeah, I said we're still in contact
okay.
to this day. We
Okay,
are.
cool.
We talk all the time.
Okay.
But we don't.
Well, I feel like this topic
Date.
is just like kind of getting juicy.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to ask about some more apps and then like maybe like discuss some other dating app experiences since we've all been on dating apps before. So you will have to stay tuned till next time to hear that. And until then, peace out.
Later. Hope you guys have a good night to get
Good
some rest.
night. It was
Happy
fun
Monday.
chatting with you.
And y'all have a great week. Peace.